I do feel like this one is a little bit different. That's just my perspective. I feel like this is not, this isn't a regular election. This is not a regular loss. And I think that's why, and it's going to affect so many different people. And Lana had said something to me the other day that kind of, you think about it a little bit. And I want to say this. I want to preface this first because I get accused a lot of, just kind of pandering because you're black and I'm white and I'm trying to pander to the black woman. And that's really not what this is about. It truly isn't. But, I do pride myself, and I think anybody should pride themselves on being able to explore other people when they speak and to take it in and to say, hey, you know what? That does make sense. And I get it. You were saying that Black people have been through this their entire life. Now there are other people that are going to be affected by this that have not considered just how affected that they're going to be compared to how so many others were in the past. And I think that's why now you feel this black cloud that is following. Everybody feels like there's this black cloud that's following them because it's going to affect more. It's going to affect them personally now instead of just something where they might say on the side, that's terrible. I'm going to fight for them and I'm going to stand up for them. But then when it really affects them directly, now it's tears and now it's, and I'm not saying there aren't people that were not sympathetic when it was just a certain group, but, now it's the group of people that are going to be affected.
Yeah, I mean,
is more vast.
And I get it. Like, honestly, there are people in our group that have medical issues.
Yeah.
People are worried about social. I get it. But then there are people who, like, we just really have to stabilize and keep moving. Like, I don't know how to stop. Like, I don't understand the stopping, freezing, and I guess people grieve and mourn, but I don't know, nobody died. So let's keep moving. Like,
well, not yet.
That's well, that is true. But I mean, come on. But even so, I don't. It's either we want to be in this movement, we want to win, we want to fight, or we just kind of don't want to. Like, we can't just do it when we're winning. That's not how this works. Like, we have to be able to fight when we lose, when we don't get our way. Like, we have to keep fucking moving. And it's like, just because the outcome is not what you want right now, it's not the fucking end of the world. No, we don't want that asshole in there. But hey, we did get, some senators. We got some House seats. Like, we did well. And they kept making that point today. Like, hey, Trump is an anomaly. We get that. Mm-hmm. But he didn't beat her by that much when you go state by state by state. He just won all of the states.
Right.
But it wasn't by that much. And we did better than we thought we would do with these other races. So, like, I mean, I get it. I do get it. But I don't. And if we all just stop moving and fighing, then there's no fight to give. If
I listen, Twitter, and that's inspiring. It really is inspiring because there's like you said, there are a lot of I've seen it. There are a lot of people who are just like I give up. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. And, I think initially a lot of people might have that, but at some point, you're going to have no choice but to move forward, and you're going to have no choice to fight if you want something to change. And, I don't think there's people who take into account that at some point there's going to be a reckoning with the MAGA supporters and the people who are voted into office on the Republican side. Because a couple of things, some of these Republicans that are in certain districts or governors or something like that, they're going to have to talk to their constituents and they're going to have to answer to them. And if things are not going well, and if things are going in a manner in which we think they possibly could, that doesn't just affect you and I, that affects everybody. And that could open some cracks in the armor there. And you do have a lot of people that voted. I'm going to get into something here in a minute, but in a little bit. But you had a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump, and they voted for the Democrat on the ticket. And at some point, those people who, if they were Hispanic or Latino and they start seeing some of their family members getting deported, or you have people who are on the Affordable Care Act and they no longer have medical care and they have no plan to replace it, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. Now, the problem is this is a multi-billion dollar machine that's going to find a way to still blame Biden and Harris for what happened to them. Now, the deportations, I don't know how you could blame that on Biden and Harris. That one, you're on your own.
Right.
If they get rid of the Affordable Care Act, I don't know how you blame a previous administration for that, right, where at least the dumbest of MAGA person doesn't say, well, that one doesn't make sense.
Right. Or tariffs, right? It's like people start getting taxed. I don't know. Yeah.